All right.
So
What's up, everybody? We got some regulars coming in on TikTok, and keep in mind we're going to try and get to everyone's comments. Our moderators are not in yet, so if we miss it, just repost it for us. We'll be happy to help. We won't have anyone join the live today because we gotta just kind of blitz through a lot of information. We'll see if we have some time at the end. But thank you guys. If you like, subscribe, follow us on YouTube, follow us on TikTok, follow us on Facebook. It really helps. Also, keep in mind we got a lot of great videos that are coming to they're going to be released. They're going to be on our Patreon, and then they're going to get released to YouTube. But there are some exclusive only ones, like the DJ Envy one is going to be exclusively to Patreon for a month before it kind of comes out there. But glad to have you guys in. We're going to talk all things crypto, business, news, economy, real estate. You guys are new joining in. My name is Sal. Got Cody here on the line. Cody's the guy that got me into crypto. I'm helping him get into business and real estate, kind of set his trajectory a little bit. And we just have fun talking about all this stuff, and we're just going to share it with you guys. So, without further ado, we're going to get into the beginning of this. Go over some of the basics. We got, of course, Bitcoin shot up 5% over the last overnight, pretty much. Right now at 28,000, we got Ethereum. It was over 1,600, but we're kind of just shy of 1,600 now. Got XRP at 50 cents. Solana shot up 10% at like $24. You got Litecoin up about a percent. DOT up about 0.25%. We have Quant up 88 up to $88. Also, Quant is also, Cody said, you got some good arbitrage going right now on Binance. It's 104. So if you have Quant, you can kind of sell it and then rebuy it back at another exchange for, I think Uphold has it at 85. Binance is, you could sell it to them at 104. So if you're looking for some arbitrage opportunities right there, I don't know how long that has lasted or anything, but it was up there. And we got Hedera kind of holding strong at 4 cents, but it's up 3% on the day. So it seems like we're having a relief rally. Greed and fear index at 41. We got Bitcoin dominance at 50.4%, Ethereum at 17.6%, and we're up almost 3% on the total market cap of crypto at 1.08 trillion. So it seems like we're just having a relief rally. Shout out to Music is Relaxing. Glad to have you in here. That's an easy call. Take a long, not financial trading advice. Well, yeah, it's got to be anything. Ethereum, Quant, Bitcoin, they're all kind of discounts. Although Cody and I are thinking we're going to see one nice dip for everybody, kind of right after Thanksgiving, like it did. What, it was about 2 years ago?
2019.
Yeah,
Because
2019.
we are where we are at in 2019. We're in a pre-halving year, and 2019 was a pre-halving year.
Mm-hmm. So we're kind of mimicking that, and we're going to see a nice. I'm thinking 25% flat across the market. We're going to go down. Some of those coins may go down more, but we'll have to see how it goes. Shout out to Malfini Logistics. Good name. I guess you have a logistics company. I got one too. I'm chasing that back there. Thanks for the follow. You see quite a few more. Hope I got all your guys' questions. I don't think I missed anybody. But hey, thank you guys for joining the live. If you could share and like, that'd be really great. Put your comments in, your questions in there for if you want on TikTok. Really appreciate that. Shout out to Music is Relaxing. Great username. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. First off, we want to talk. We're going to piss off the Hexicans here. Hex has been removed from the exchanges in Hong Kong
Good.
as
Hell
of,
yeah.
yesterday. So it's not looking too good for Hex. Let me pull Hex up real quick. Let me pull Hex up real quick because it's
Don't
not
attract them in.
looking too good for them. Right now, it's like you're looking at on the year, you're down quite a bit on the year. We're down 90.44% on the year.
Just keeps dropping.
All overall, it's up, but that's it was launched at 0.0001 1717. So it's pretty much up from there. Anything's gonna be up from there. But in the year, if you got in at the beginning and drop, it has dropped, but it had like ridiculous trade volume. And earlier this year, and that's when I noticed that. That's when I noticed that there was quite a few channels uh, pushing it. So just be aware that right now it is kind of in the toilet and it's probably going to sit there for a long time. I think liquidity is kind of drying up on it too. We'll have to follow it more, but it is getting pushed out of a lot of exchanges. Although in the U.S. it is still traded on the exchanges. Um, actually, no, I don't even think you can get it on. Can we get this on a KuCoin here? Oops, there we guys go. Sorry about that. I had a little glitch there. Let's see here. Where's the search? What? Oh, I can't even pull it up on a KuCoin. Hold on.
Probably because it's not even on there.
Yeah,
Wouldn't
it's
be
not. It's not
surprised.
on KuCoin. I know.
It's a scam. It's a little scam token, and people need to watch out for shit like that.
I do know that. Well, it's on all the swaps. Of course, it's on BitGex. And we're talking only $60,000 in volume.
Oh my gosh! And that's all the hexagons.
It looks like just a lot of people buying it right now. Give me one second. I just got to answer. Okay. Sorry about that. Just had to answer a quick question for one of my guys. But hey, thank you guys for joining in here. I just see a few more people. Thanks for getting the likes up. Yeah, it's like Hex. It's not looking good for it. Definitely, it's definitely being pushed out. The only place it looks like you can get it is on swaps. Yeah, because I can't even pull it up there. So yeah, I still wouldn't put any money into this, especially in the next couple months because everything's going to drop. So, but beware that liquidity and the ability to sell it and exit out is dropping fast. So just be aware of that. As you can see here on the log too. Let me share this tab. As you can see here on the log too, like the activity's just been dropping. It has been dropping. So we'll have to see. Shout out to Jimmy Washington. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Uh, yeah, it's not looking too good for Hex. Not looking too good for Hex. But moving on from Hex, let's talk about the CPI data. I think a lot of people got it are got the inflated numbers wrong. Inflation came in at 3.7%. However, I could tell you right now that's not factoring in they're deflating the costs of fuel. However, fuel is going to go up. Like energy costs and fuel are going to go up because there is conflicts happening in the Middle East, in Ukraine, and it's only escalating. It seems like more and more people are getting drawn into it. So energy's kind of dropping. We not a lot of people know, but we got a lot of sanctions in Africa too, with and they can't pump out energy, and then now that they can't pump it out and make money, guess who they're selling it to? They're selling it to Russia now. So keep that in mind. So now we're kind of in a weird catch 22, and it's going to suck for the American consumer until we can either we go nuclear or and start building nuclear power plants, which is probably what's going to happen because we need fuel and we can't keep burning it now. Cars and new trucks and diesel trucks, they all take biofuels now. People don't know. A lot of them can take up to 40% biofuel mixtures. So the automotive industry is not really too worried, but I'm really worried about where we're going to go with energy consumption because as you know, as a push with electric cars, the push with electric cars and the fact that we're still running off of oil-based power plants and gas-based power plants, it's going to put a huge strain. Now, here's the thing, though. Tesla's stock is going to drop on this. Now, I know we're moving away from crypto right now, but Tesla's stock is going to drop. EV vehicles are only going to pick up for probably Toyota, Honda, Hyundai, and maybe Ford. And that's because those four guys are targeting trying to get an electric vehicle under $25,000. An electric vehicle under $25. Not going to have any of the fancy bells and whistles. It's going to be an electrically powered vehicle under $25,000. Now, do I think Tesla is going to be around? Absolutely. I think Tesla is going to be here to stay because people still view it as a luxury brand. But we also have Rivian, and what's the other one? Lucid, or is it that a car? I don't really keep up a lot with the electric cars, but there's Rivian, which is another high end one, and they're actually going to be doing well because of their contracting relationship with Amazon. So
You know, my thing on electric cars is the battery in them. It's like the battery when they go out is more expensive than the car itself.
yes, and a lot of people don't know it actually causes more damage to make those big batteries. And because like you got in order to mine the ore, the lithium and the cadmium, you need to mine it with mercury. So you got to mix mercury to separate the metals from the minerals and other dirt. And guess what? There's I hate to say it, but there's always a slave labor force in every era. And if you go out there, it's horrible, atrocious conditions for those people. Horrible and atrocious conditions for those people. Give me 1 second. I see that they didn't hear. All right. So it's definitely going to be interesting to see, but it's going to be interesting to see where we're going. I don't believe the conspiracy that they could shut off your vehicle anytime. But what scares me is like if you get an electric vehicle and you go to the charging stations and you have to wait, and that's a lot of amperage that we got to run for every single vehicle. We have millions of cars on the road. It's not looking good. It won't look good if we kind of just force 350 million people to hop on electric all at once. So, I mean, it's good for the every now and then quirky person, quirky thing, but I don't see it really. I can't see us like full tilt over to it. But whether people believe it or not, electric vehicles are kind of here to stay. But just keep in mind, if you guys wanted to trade commodities, oil is going to become a hot commodity in the next couple of years because of all the conflicts, all the all the switching up of political positions and things like that. So just be mindful of that. The rest of us, it's going to cost a lot. I know I got two businesses that rely on fuel is one of this is a second major cost next to labor, and it's going to change. It's definitely going to change the mark. It's definitely going to change how we're going to have to do business, especially since my logistics side. I can't haul 70,000 pounds with an electric tractor. It's just it's damn near impossible. But moving back over to crypto, We got a lot of news with. I saw a lot of updates with Chainlink. They're definitely working hard on on their uh on their platform. They got a lot of activity going on. I haven't caught up on all the articles, but I saw a ton of articles coming through on it. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Welcome back, one of our great moderators and great supporters. Also, excuse me, go support his channel too, Crypto Dream on YouTube, and his TikTok channel as well. He definitely's got a great insight on crypto as well. Um, my concern is how long do these electric batteries last? Well, back to the electric batteries. Electric batteries last about 5 years. About 5 years. They cost about,
That's not long enough.
no, they need to last about 20, but unfortunately, the chemical nature of what we're using, the technology's maxed out. You can't make that battery any better. You can only make it bigger. So
So basically, they want you to pay a subscription every 5 years by buying a
yeah,
battery.
so if you consider it, it's $1,700 a year that you got to save up to replace the battery. Now that's just the cost of the battery. Assume cost of labor, everything else. Let's just say 12,000, because they're going to charge a lot to replace that battery. Divided by 5 years, that's $2,400 divided by 12. That's $200 a month. That's as much as my first car payment to replace that battery over 5 years. I mean, you could have a Toyota Corolla for that price. Just saying.
I want to go buy low key. That's what I'm probably gonna buy, like a 2014-15 Sport Corolla.
Oh yeah. Well, even the used ones are climbing up in value because one, Toyotas last long, they're reliable, and people want them.
Yep.
Shoot, we got Toyotas from the '80s still on the road with over 800,000, some over 1,000,000 miles. But
Oh
thank you
yeah.
there for the support, Crypto Dream. Just hope everyone goes and gives him a shout out and goes to subscribe to his channel. Really appreciate that. Um, but back to Chainlink. I didn't actually read the articles. I just kind of saw the the headlines, but there's a lot. There's a lot that's happening. You can go check out their YouTube channel. Let me go and bring that one up for you guys. So, well, of course, we're gonna have to state fair use so that YouTube doesn't block us. But where are they? Here they are. So let me just go here to my subscriptions. Chain link. Where are you? There you are. Okay. So they had quite a few videos that went out. Let me go see a couple. As you see here, 124 hours 2 days ago, 4 days ago, exploring Web3 security and CCIP with Sergey, why reducing payment friction is critical for Chainlink Network. So they are doing their best to optimize the network for what they anticipate will be an influx of people for the next bull run. And I've been saying this for months that the next bull run is going to be pretty crazy because it's going to be the last really big run up on crypto. And then after that, crypto is going to start behaving like the stock market. And that's because I think we're gonna go from like 6 million average users or people invested in crypto to probably about 40 million. We're gonna have a lot of average investors like that. It's gonna be crazy. If people thought like the last bull runs were crazy, where no matter what you put your money in, you made money. Like this one's gonna be you put money in and all of a sudden the value just shoots up. Like, and we're not talking like 50, like up $50. No, I'm talking like you're gonna put money in, open it up in a day, and you're gonna see that you tripled your money in one night. Like that, like that's how much money is gonna be pouring in. And then on top of that, what people don't understand is once that Bitcoin ETF goes live, all the pension funds will be buying it. They're multi-billion-dollar funds. We're talking several $100 billion in those funds in each. And as soon as Bitcoin ETF goes live, they will allocate 5% of their portfolio to Bitcoin and Ethereum. So trust me, it's going to skyrocket, but it's going to take time for that to happen. One, excuse me, the ETFs have to get approved. Two, the consumer sentiment has to be there, so people have to want to invest and have the money to invest on the average retail side, and then there will be value for those guys to get into Vanguard and Fidelity to move their pension funds money into that. Shout out to Crypto Dream. What was up with the pump and drop today? Also, I heard China is turning printers on. Yes, they legalized mining Bitcoin again. Reason why is because it affected their GDP. Now we don't know what their real GDP is, because you got to remember they're not really. The China is a totalitarian communist country, so whatever, it's like they're just making up stuff for everybody. So because like I remember 10 years ago, no, I'm sorry, it's 12 years ago. 12 years ago, when one of my last stints at Bank of America, we're doing some private equity into some Chinese-based companies. Let me tell you something. You go out there, a lot of those factories empty, a lot of homes empty, a lot of places are empty, and their population is getting old and dying off. So, and unfortunately, they have a 75 men to 1 woman ratio in their country. It's over for them. So, despite what the numbers say, they are headed for a huge economic collapse. But they turned on those printers because they believe that that's going to be their salvation. And if you could see how they're running stuff, that just goes to show you how a small group of people cannot make a decision for hundreds of millions of people. Like, that's basically what they're trying to do. You can't have an economy where 3 or 4 people are making decisions for 1.8 billion. It just doesn't work. It doesn't work with 3 or 4 people making decisions for 300 people. It just doesn't work. I mean, we've had that all across, and it's just not working. But to say the least, China is probably going to legalize all forms of crypto right off the bat. They're just going to let it go because, one, you can't really control it. Two, they try to control it, not working out. There's too much pressure on their people with other things going on, so they're going to legalize crypto fully. But they were the first ones to really have a digital currency, because the yuan was really acting like a CBDC, because you can't, a lot of places there, you can't buy anything in China unless if you have it on your phone. Like, if you have actual bills, people don't accept that. They only accept the yuan on your phone. And they have been known, if you run out of social credit or they consider you a dissident, they lock your wallet. So if you want an idea of what's coming, just look over to China. That's all I got to say on
A
that.
dissident? What's that?
A dissident is just a way to say a dissident is someone that doesn't go with the crowd,
Oh,
isn't going along with what's said.
so
So
anything going on with what society says then?
no, not with what society says, not with what the ruling party or ruling person or political faction in charge is saying. So they're not
Oh,
kind of following it. So it's like basically anyone who's a liberal would think that every conservative is a dissident,
oh, gotcha.
and vice versa. A lot of conservatives would think that liberals are dissidents.
I hate our two-party system, by the way.
Well, speaking of that, I know that this isn't, well, it does relate to our finances, but it's not. It's more political. My opinion is that this election, we're going to have a 4-party system. Four parties. Watch what's going to happen. We're going to have Democrat, Republican. Then we're going to have basically alt left and alt right. Like, that's what's going to happen. And even though it's going to cause chaos, it's actually going to be good for the political system, because then it's going to be, because both extreme liberals and extreme conservatives don't like the mainstream political era, so they're going to break away
Yep.
from that. But what's crazy is both of them like crypto. They like crypto.
Really? The extreme liberal and the extreme conservatives?
Oh yeah, they like crypto. Now, extreme liberals want like CBDCs, where extreme conservatives like a total laissez-faire approach. Shout out to Do Your Own Research. Glad to have you in here. Uh, Hope you guys are having a great day. Oh, see Roscoe in here again. Great to have you in here too. Um, so it's like this election is going to be crazy. If you thought like when Trump got elected to office was crazy, if you thought the 2020 election was crazy, 2024 is going to be wild, just wild
Yeah. Oh yeah.
shit. And what's also going to be crazy is that I think I think my age group, Cody's age group, like was it Gen Zers, uh, millennials, and Gen Xers are just tired of this shit, and they're
Oh
trying
yeah.
to get
Everybody
people.
is.
Shout out to Cali X2. Good morning to you too, buddy. Hope you're chasing that bag. Hope your kid's eye appointment went well too. But welcome in. Hope you're having a great day. Shout out to Do Your Own Research because Kennedy went independent. Exactly. Kennedy going independent is going to change, and he is actually pro crypto too. He has some legislation he wants to put through to allow crypto to flourish in the United States. However, I will say him not aligning with Trump is going to hurt his political stance. I don't know if he's going to get elected because those Trumpers are pretty angry at him. Shout out to
Oh yeah.
YFC. Thanks for joining in. Market is bleeding. Absolutely. It's been bleeding for a while. Like everybody's gonna be experiencing losses going forward. I mean, we're coming to the bottom of the recession. We were in a recession last year, but now we're coming to the bottom of the recession. So now it's the do or die. Get your shit get together. Businesses are going to be going bust. Things are going crazy. We're going to see big businesses go
Oh,
bust. Oh, go ahead,
I
Cody.
I see it right now in retail and stuff. You know, a lot of people can't even pay for gas. A lot of people are putting $5, $10 on their tank. You know, a lot of
Mhm.
people can't even pay for gas. A lot of people can't even pay for food. I see a lot of people struggling.
Yeah, it's getting crazy. I tell you, on the moving side, I'm hearing a lot of conversations with my sales team and myself, and with the clients I'm dealing with. I don't have it's out of my budget. I don't have that much. I'm moving back in with family. Um, like today,
Nobody has
yeah,
money.
no people are out of discretionary funds and savings, and those that have savings, they are working very, very, very hard not to dip into it. And my suggestion though is if you're struggling, I know it's in our human nature to be a good person and try to pay all our bills on time and regular. But if you're really, 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 really in a tight financial position, I mean, you want to make sure you pay your phone, your home, and your car first. Then, like your credit cards, they got to go. If you've been shopping at Whole Foods, you got to go to you got to go to Aldi's. Like
Yep.
Aldi's, I can tell you right now, I'm a big fan of Aldi's. Now,
I am too. I am too. They have some good stuff.
exactly. Even though they have a lot of off-brand stuff, but they're cheap. Like for three people, I can feed for $200. I can get enough like food, like enough protein, like meats and everything for the month. I can get enough stuff. So if you're going forward, look at places. If you want places to put your money into in the market, if you're in stocks, Walmart, Target, and not even so much Target, really Walmart, Costco, Aldi's, the dollar stores are going to be where you want to put money. Although the dollar stores did hurt in the beginning. They because they target the very bottom tier, but they just like Dollar General started the what is it? They're called fresh market stores. I think that's what they're called, and they're bigger and they're more like grocery stores, and they're putting them all over the South. So I see them having a bounce back from their stock right now, and they're going to start making some money. And that's because the upper middle class is shifting down. And then the next middle class, the middle of the middle class is shifting down to where they shop. But I'm telling you right now, Whole Foods ain't the place to be. I have
Nope.
I have exited out of my Amazon stock. I made enough money because I believe Amazon's going to drop significantly. And that's mainly because you don't have money for Amazon Prime. You don't have money to shop at random bullcrap on Amazon, and their Whole Foods purchase is going to go bust. It's going to shrink by, I would say, 80% because nobody's got money for a $700 basket of food. That's just outrageous. And that market, along with a lot of influencers that were making a lot of money when advertisers were great online, were buying from Whole Foods and flexing the organic lifestyle and all this stuff. That's all going out the window. All
Yep.
going to go out the window. So I would recommend that you guys definitely start tightening up your budgets. Things are going to get tight. Truckers, we don't have enough truckers on there. We don't have enough of anything right now. And the fact that we don't even have enough drivers to ship the goods and services and the perishable foods, it's getting rough because those perishable foods will have to get thrown out if we can't get them to where they got to go. So keep that in mind. Um, keep that in mind that it's going to be tough. It's going to be a tough next 6 months. Shout out to YFC. The banks are trying to push market up, but it won't last. Well, unfortunately, we're in a conundrum with the market and the banks. The big banks are basically insolvent right now. A lot of people just don't know they're insolvent. They
Big
Yeah,
banks.
big banks are insolvent. They put a hell of a lot of money into bonds and went bust, and it's all being like hush hush on the market because right now the U.S. debt ain't nobody's buying it. So I don't know what's going to happen. Like China and Japan were our biggest buyers, and they're selling their bond assets and their assets. And Japan had one of the wealthiest cash reserves, and they're no longer buying assets. They are selling their assets, and they're also selling their real estate assets in the United States. So it's not looking good. It's not looking good for us. It's not looking good. So how banks would profit off of someone else buying that debt, and with only the big banks to buy the debt, I don't know if we can issue more debt to cover us. Like something's got to go bust. Something's got to go bust. And what I think will happen is one of the big banks is probably going to be Wells Fargo. Just my speculation, but it's also because Wells Fargo isn't even producing one of their greatest assets that they made money off of, which is mortgages. They're not doing mortgages anymore. So
They're not.
no, they're not doing mortgages
Why?
anymore. Well, they had a huge scandal happen from like 2014 to well, really from 2008 to 2015. They went to court. They lost that battle. Had to pay a huge fine, but then they just got out of the market. I think they were told they had to leave. Um, Shout out to Callie. It is already rough for many. I keep seeing my grocery bill go more and more, getting higher and higher. Exactly. Like I could tell you right now, 5 years ago, $100 for myself was enough to cover, and now I'm spending. I'm probably spending about 100 on meat, and I'm probably spending about $50 every week on vegetables. 'Cause I like to keep my fruits and vegetables fresh. So I go and I spend it for the week. Now that's a lot. That's now $300 for one person. And even when I was 20 and I graduated college, it was like $75 to fill up my cart. So it's crazy. I don't know how you're going to be surviving off of the minimum wage and minimum income. And like Cody said, he's seeing people not even filling up their tanks anymore at his
Putting
second
up
job.
$5 and $10 on their tank, and not only that, the people are pulling out discount cards and saying like if they can't use discount cards, like they won't buy it and stuff. Like it's tough for your average person. I'm seeing it in my area all the time. Like it is tough.
Yeah, and keep in mind, Cody's in a very well-off, high-end area. His town, the average household income is 114,000. So that says something. Shout out to Galileus Painting. Hope your business is doing great too, buddy. I hope you're going to survive this. I hope you got lots of work and keep chasing that bag. But thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Shout out to crypto dream. Yeah, man, focus on paying off credit cards. Exactly. Get your debts down, get your liabilities down, get everything down so you can have more money to invest or more money to save, especially if you got a family. Because kids are kids, and they just do random stuff, and you got to pay for that random stuff. So just make sure you have a reserve for that. Shout out to YFC. The Gov causes this, and they don't care. Well, I think the people in charge right now don't care or can't relate to it. And it's hard. Someone who's worth $100 million can't relate to it. Only reason I can still relate to it is because I lived on my own long enough, and even though I came from a pretty well off family, they didn't really pay for a lot of my stuff. So I had to learn how to do a lot of things on my own with the help of my parents, like, kind of navigating me in the right way. Like they negotiated for me, taught me some things, but they didn't pay for anything. So I can kind of relate, but I've seen some of my friends from high school, and it's rough for them. It's rough. And it's like there's nothing that can be done other than you have to let the system reset.
Yep.
Shout out to Mo Chilla, Wen Moon. If you're referring to the bull run, we're probably not going to have a bull run until late 2025 now, maybe early 2026, maybe even a little later, because we're going to have a big drop first before we get that bull run, just even despite the halving coming. I think Cody, you sent me an article about that.
It was in a guy's it was a guy's opinion on Reddit that aligns with yours. That's why I sent it, because you were saying the same thing pretty much, that nobody has money, the economy's bad, you know.
Yeah, it's like I'm seeing like what would be like a normal $500 move. People don't have the money. But what I'm also
Yeah.
seeing is I'm seeing families moving back in together. Like we just did a move for an elderly couple moving into a home, and we also had to unload the son's trailer, the was it the son's U-Haul, the other son's U-Haul, the daughter's U-Haul. So you have like 20 people living in this one house. Now, I mean, it's
Yeah.
a nice house, and with all their incomes, they can afford it. But I'm seeing families pull together because you can't just live on your own anymore. You got to share resources, and and because in the last 40 years, a lot of us, I hate to say it, but we've had feminism, we had MGTOW, we had a lot of people trying to go their own way, thinking it's all them, they could do it all themselves. I'm gonna let you know a little secret. Like all the business I have happened because of other people, not just me. I made other people wealthy. One of my guys just bought a nice house, and it's because he works hard and everybody on the back end works hard. I work hard, keeping things going. Like you need you need to understand, like we're all in this together and we all work together. That's what a society and a civilization and a community is. Shout out to Callie, lots of work this morning, gotta listen in as I can, but gotta earn my money this morning. Absolutely, chase that bag, get that money. I know a lot of you guys working 9 to 5, so we do appreciate you being on. Not all of you have the luxury like me where I can just set my own pace and schedule. So really appreciate you guys on this morning. I do want to say though, like we there is a way out of this mess, and there's a way to. This is probably going to be the best way to gain hard assets, like hard resources. So like land. I mean, I'm seeing land starting to go into foreclosure. Uh, you can if you own a good business and you're making
Wow.
money, you can buy your competitors out and make your business bigger. It's like this is going to be that. This is the time to buckle down and grow. Shout out to YFC. Do you trade stocks or options? I really just trade stocks. I don't do options. And if I ever had any options, because I had an executive job somewhere and that I was paid in options, like at Radio Shack, I was paid in options, which actually paid for most of my portfolio because that was 2010. I was paid a lot of money in options, and we had a good year, and I hit the strike and made that. I do stocks, crypto, I own real estate, I own a couple businesses, I invest in a few other businesses, and I qualified as an accredited investor, so I can go invest in Class A stocks and venture capitals funding and things like that. So I do a lot of that stuff too. And of course, I guess we're kind of dabbling in media as we want to do this. So, but we just like talking about it. So we do appreciate you being here. So thank you, YFC. Glad to have you in here. And if you're doing stocks, this is a good time. Dollar cost average in, but I would definitely make sure you got some money in Betterment and Wealthfront and use their algorithm program to help preserve that money and grow it. And then you do your own individual trading and stuff like that. All right. Man, I'm getting a little bit of feedback from you, Cody, there.
Oh, my bad.
Oh, there it goes. Okay. All right, there we go. Okay. I got that bounced out. Sorry about that, guys. I wanted to make sure that everything was balanced. We weren't getting too much feedback there. But shout out to everyone joining in. Hope you guys can like and share the live. Really appreciate if we can get more people in. I'm pretty much done with the topics I wanted to talk about. I don't know, Cody, did you have anything else you wanted to talk about? We're not leaving, but we're going to start opening up for some questions, for some Q&A for you guys. And I'm going to drop the link in the chat on live.
No, sir, I'm good on talking about, we pretty much talked about a lot.
Okay. Oh, my goodness. I'm sorry. I did not even see the chat. I'm sorry, NG Dubs. I do see it in there. So my apologies there, sir. I did not see that, but thank you though for your support there. I did not even open up to chat, so yeah, it doesn't show the chart, the history of Uniswap on there for Hex, but it is what it is. Was like a stock split and Pulsion. Okay, well, yeah, we talked about those quite a bit. But let me put that link in. Anyone wants to join live, they certainly can. We got a few minutes. I can answer some questions for you. And anything on, if you do want to
Please,
join
nothing
live.
about Hex. Please, nothing about Hex.
Shout out to Andy. Follow. Thank you for the follow. Really appreciate the support. Gold and silver. I don't think they're going to be as good of commodities because silver was never really that much valuable now, but gold and platinum aren't going to be good places to put your value now because we use those for means of production in electronics. However, iridium and tungsten are going to be heavily used. You got if you can get your hands on those commodities, if you can get those commodities because there's more companies getting into space exploration, believe it or not, and that's probably going to be the next frontier. Where especially a lot of you guys who are 20, I may be long gone by then, but who knows? We might also live to be 150. But the space exploration is the next frontier. Believe it or not, it sounds sci-fi-ish, but it's the next frontier. Shout out to Crypto Dream. I'm going to have to plan my breaks better so I can join. Well, glad to have you in there. I know you got to work. You're a hustling family man, so shout out to all the guys with families and kids, all the people out there, all the mothers and fathers out there trying to make it work for your family. Really do understand your hustle. I saw my parents work through the hustle. I saw my friends' parents get laid off and have to struggle and find a way to keep the roof over their heads. So shout out to you guys. It's a hard journey, but I don't have kids, but I know everyone says kids are a blessing, but that is your legacy. And shout out to you guys for, working hard to give your kids a wonderful childhood. Shout out to Bland Nelson. Welcome in. Glad to have you in here. Thanks for your support. Your thoughts on Caspa? It's a good stock. I was actually thinking, not stock. I'm sorry, crypto. I'm actually probably later today or tomorrow. I might put a little order in on it. My orders are capped because I've been spending too much on Uphold. So I think I can only buy like $2,500 at a time now instead of my normal big buys. But it is something I'm looking into. I like a lot about it. It's got a good return on our ROI, but we're just not going to see it for a couple more years. Just keep that in mind with Caspa. If you are holding Caspa, you're not going to see those returns for a couple of years. But let's bring up that because come on, uh, Cody, what are your thoughts on Caspa?
Caspa is a good investment in my opinion. Like you said, I've looked into Caspa a lot, and it's the social engagement is actually there. You know, it's not like a dead coin like Hex, to where there's no social
Mhm.
engagement. You know, like there's actually social engagement in Caspa. I hear a lot about it. I've looked into it. I think it's pretty dope.
Yeah, and the pricing right now is absolutely phenomenal. So I definitely would think I might actually right after this live put in a nice purchase order, and I might do it for the next 5 days. Get up to or no, I'm sorry. Let's just say you guys tell me. Should I put 10K in or should I put 20K in? I'll let you guys tell me what I should do on Caspa. So either way, it's going to take either 5 days or 10 days to do it all. Unless if I do it on multiple exchanges, but I don't like the other exchanges. Sometimes it moves too slow. Like KuCoin, it takes forever to get crap off of it. So I just use it to look at charts and buy orders, but nothing else. Uh, Shout out to Crypto Dream. I don't know enough, but oops, the people I roll with are fans. Buying shout out to Freedom Fighter, great longtime supporter as well. Buying Casper right now is like buying Hex at 40 cents. Um, not Oh, you can't move it off Uphold for now? Well, it's okay. I got more money in the back end of Uphold, so I might just leave it on the exchange until it can come off. Or I could just, next time it votes, I'll vote that it put that in there to move it off to give it function to move it off the exchange. Shout out to Crypto Dream again, 10K, but let me know so I know when to sell, JK. Well, I'm probably gonna be buying today 2,500. Um, Shout out to Bland Nelson. You can't move Casper off Uphold for now. That is true.
Honestly,
Go ahead, Cody.
buying alts right now is, like, in my opinion, not a good idea though. Just because the market in general is going to drop. Caspa's probably going to drop like 50% along with most alts.
Probably, probably, but I'll take that risk with 20 with
But with
10 to
NG Doves talking about buying Caspa is like buying Hex at 40 cents. It's still buying. It's still better buying Hex right now, just because when we're about to get this huge market dump, Hex is going to drop harder than the whole market because it already has for the most
Mhm.
part.
Shout out to Bland Nelson again. Do you still believe in Gala? Yes, I do in the gaming world because not just GTA 6 is going to have play to earn, but a lot of the popular games out there are going to start to have play to earn, and that's going to affect the crypto industry in a very positive manner, and all gaming tokens are going to shoot up. Isn't going to be the gaming token bull run because they're going to start it off and they're going to start it off hard. And as soon as who makes GTA? Is it Game Freak?
Rockstar,
Rockstar.
Rockstar.
It goes to show you I don't play video games, but Rockstar. As soon as they say what they're going to do with the cryptocurrency that they're going to use, it's going to skyrocket the gaming industry. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Gala did people dirty when they went to V2. Yeah, they kind of did. I'm not arguing with that, but it still has a high potential with this next bull run. But you guys let me know. We'll keep a watch out. We're watching Gala, Sandbox, Mana, Polygon, And what to do? We're watching ad share. Well, I'm invested in ad share. I know Cody's watching ad share.
I am.
Because it's definitely ad share is probably going to be the one that's going to make it out of it though, because they're involved with the advertising on those gaming platforms. But also got to shout out XRP because it's looking like that. Jordan NFT is coming soon. Shout out to do your own research. You have no reservations about the civil suit, by the way, yeah, for the Gala founders. I believe it's going to run up with the bull run. Like when I say a run up, it's just all going to go up there. I don't perceive it as a long term hold. It's kind of like get in, get out, get your money and run. I wish I had a soundboard. Could I do that? I got to grab my bag and run. The soundtrack. But that's basically what it is. I don't see long term. Shout out to Freedom Fighter. Buy 500 of Hex from ETH when it drops near 0.002 level. It's at 0.003 right now. Shout out to Crypto
I would
Dream.
never use my precious ETH.
Oh, there's your opinion from Cody. But shout out to Crypto Dream. I got a
Hell no.
Roadcaster Pro 2, but I haven't figured out the sound pad. Yeah, I gotta get all that stuff too. Shout out to YFC. What hard wallet would you recommend? Nano Ledger X and the Arculus wallet. I like the Arculus wallet because you can actually, if you meet someone in person and they have an Arculus wallet and you want to pay for their services in crypto, you can. You can just send it right to them. You just put your log into your phone, and then you can put your phones up together, and then it just beams it over. I think it's very cool. It's very glitchy. Just keep in mind, very glitchy, but it's new. It's 90. It's fun. It runs off the Galaxy idea where you can share files like that. But I mainly use Nano Ledger X to stake my dot or any staking, and it has my Bitcoin on it. And then I have my Arculus wallet for Ethereum, Quant, Chainlink, XRP, and shout out to Oris. Glad to have you in here. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate your support. I think we're caught up with everybody. I think I got everybody. No one wanted to join the live, but that's okay. We got quite a few of you on TikTok here. So I still have about a few more minutes. We might be able to answer a few more questions here. Not a lot of crypto. Not well, actually, not no stock questions yet. So that's what the stock ones are the hardest ones to really answer. Um, shout out to NG Dubs. Sent these late anyway. Yes, I missed the first part of the stream. Hey, yeah, it's okay because we kind of started a little later than we anticipated today, but tomorrow morning will be right. Hopefully, we'll be right on time. Let me see here. Let me just go ahead and close out some of these. Well, I didn't really say it on the last one. Shout out to Freedom Fighter. Weren't you going to make a wallet with a ton of coins in it to see how it goes in the bull run with a small amount of money? I am. I'm gonna have you guys vote on that, and we're gonna also unbox the Ellie Pal wallet. Sorry, I don't know why that name tongue ties me every time, but we're gonna do that, and we're gonna vote on what things to put in there because you can put. They have almost so that you can put on, and it's a really cool hard wallet. He also puts everything on an SD card, so you can really be truly offline, off grid with it. But yes, Freedom Fighter, we are going to do that. I'm probably going to start that at the beginning of the year because I did order the EpiPal wallet, but for some reason it's saying it's going to take like 12 weeks to get here. So, once it gets in, we'll do that unboxing, and then we'll see what that guy's. And you guys will be voting on what I should put in that wallet. So, whatever top 10 cryptos we'll put in, and then maybe like once a month we'll roll, so put a couple $100 in and see where it goes. And we'll do that every month and see how once a month with $200 dollar cost averaging in. And then I'll know if we make money, you guys decide what charity it goes to. We'll see, but that'll be a nice 2-year project. I think that'll be fun. So that was definitely be something happening. But we won't do it until I get that Ellie Powell wallet, because I really want to look at that. I got a nice gold one, so it's gonna be cool. Can't wait to unbox it. I don't know. I do see that someone else where's it on Facebook asked a question. If you guys are new to, let me just put it, if you guys are new getting into like stocks and investing, the best thing I can say is to get your feet in like Betterment and Wealthfront, because that's how you're going to build it for long term. That's going to be your nest egg. That's going to be the money you don't touch. And then once that gets up to a certain level where it's like 5 years of your expenses, then I could say we could start investing in other avenues. And sometimes you have to miss out. Shout out to Crypto Dream. Do you have a minimum you sell your crypto for profit? My absolute minimum usually is if I double the money, but if it's the minimum for I no longer perceive that I'll make a profit on this, it's usually I will start to selling off once I hit 10% down. If it's a project I no longer see value, if it's a project I see a lot of value in, then I'll DCA at 10% down. But if it drops to 50%, then I'm buying huge chunks. But for profit, it's like usually I have price targets, and usually they're no more than 10x of where they are. But I have a price target for XRP of 450, and that's the minimum where I'm going to start selling it off. But I have an ultimate price target of like 575, so I'll just sell a little bit to earn some profit, and then if it hits higher, I'll just keep selling more and more. If that makes sense there, Crypto Dream. Oh, Cody, do you have when do you perceive you're going to sell minimum sell target for your crypto?
Like for me, for example, I have a rule for Ethereum. It's like 10K or bust, because in my opinion, it's like it's not worth the risk unless you're selling at 10K. But for me, I'll start for ETH. I'll start taking profits at 10K. For Quant, definitely 1K and up, because it hit 450 last bull run. I see it 2xing above that, especially with the low market cap and 12 million Quant. So I'll definitely start taking profits around there. As soon as it hits my targets, I'm gonna start DCing out pretty much.
Yeah, exactly. That's the best way to describe it. I think we're coming to the end. I think we're caught up on everything. So shout out to all you guys. Thanks for being great supporters and joining us live. Definitely having fun with all the interesting conversations that we have. Just maybe I'll give a minute or two, see if anyone has any more questions, but we might call it a day. We've been on for an hour. I do have to start doing things for my moving company. Yeah, we seem to be okay. All I can say is, hey guys, shout out to Crypto Dream. How do you define moon bags? Anything for me, it's anything that's way undervalued. Like
Quant.
like right now, I consider Ford a pretty big moon bag, even though they're going to get hit hard by the UAW strikes. But they are going to lead this industry, because they're changing the buyer the consumer experience. They're going to start getting rid of dealerships and then doing straight to consumer selling. So
What, Ford?
Yes, Ford. So like that's how I define my moon bags. When something has an extreme amount of value, but is so low in price to where it is, it's something that I'm going to get into. But Crypto Dream, keep in mind, I have enough shares of Ford. I actually just bought some today, but my big purchase is waiting for Ford to hit. Let me see here. I gotta look it up there for you. Stocks. I gotta get there for you, but Ford. I think Ford's at like $11. I haven't checked since this morning, and I kind of forget what the price is, but it should hit. No, I think it's down at 950, but I think it's going to hit like close to $5. Then I'm gonna buy in hard. That's where I'm going to go. So I'll let you guys know on what's in your portfolio when I start heavily buying into it. But I did do a small purchase order of about 500 shares this morning, so I'm adding that in. Shout out to Chris. Thanks for the follow. Really appreciate that. Made a little bit of update for you guys on my real estate side. I'm at 98.5% occupancy, and that's only because there's a lot of units from a previous purchase I had that I'm still waiting on appliances for those kitchens, and they're still putting in the granite counters. Now, I'm a firm believer. I don't like putting in particle board or cheap shit into my rentals. I like to put in nice quality stuff that will last a long time and people can enjoy. That's how I keep my rentals full, and that's why everyone keeps them in great shape. But other than that, I'm getting outbid left and right by big business. And I can't beat a real estate fund from New Jersey that's buying the crap out of everything in Arkansas. Like my brother and I were trying to get a 64 unit or 64 duplex. So it was 100 and was 128 unit. We got outbid. They were offering 21 million. We put in a bid for 20.5. We're trying to get the financing together, and then this firm comes in from New Jersey and buys it up for 25 million cash. So I can't beat that. I'm sorry. I got some money, but I ain't got that money, and they're beating up, and they just also bought $34 million worth of units. No, I'm sorry. They bought 200 unit property for $34 million right by the University of Arkansas. So they are gobbling up real estate. Not to mention Walmart's buying up a lot of open homes for their workers out in Centerton. So finding properties right now in Northwest Arkansas is going to be a little difficult. I'm going to probably have to go back to like the small towns like Miami, Oklahoma, Parsons, Kansas, Joplin, Missouri, Nevada, Missouri, Rolla, Missouri, and just get those properties because you can get those properties for cheap. I'll let you know right now. They're in the $100,000 to $150,000 range, but I'll let you know there is nothing out in those towns. So, like, I'm buying up properties for like 80,000 and then renting them out for 850, and they're 2-bedroom or 3-bedroom houses, but they ain't nothing special. So, but with that being said, I know that I want to say this before we go. When we do hit this bull run in crypto, I know a lot of you guys are invested heavily into crypto. Make sure you have a plan for what you're going to do with those profits. Because if you don't have a plan, if it's just make the money and then cash out, you're going to burn through that money. What I recommend is make a plan. Like Cody's idea is once he gets there, he's already preparing himself to do it. But once he gets that bull run and he makes all that money, he's going to take his profits and he's going to go into real estate, which will allow him to furlough some of those capital gains taxes. Because now that money has been pushed into the properties. So I don't know if Cody is still there, but that's what I'm going to help him with. If you guys if you guys want some help, you certainly can ask me questions. I can tell you how I got started in real estate. If you guys want to have a private conversation, no problem. You could DM me on TikTok or on our Facebook page at Simply Investing. Link is in the bio. You can go right up into the bio, go to YouTube, give us a subscribe there, and then go right down into the description of the channel, and it's right there. You can join us right there on Facebook. Shout out to Derek. How do you go from crypto gains to real estate with no taxes? You got to put it through a holdings company. Then this goes for any gains. Like if I sold a business, I would have my taxes. I put the money from that into 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 that it's called like an I think it's called like an IP, but it's an intermediary company. It's like a holdings company, so you could furlough your taxes, so you can decide to invest that money into something else. So if you have your crypto in personal accounts, then I think you can't furlough those taxes. But I made like a little business that holds all my assets, so it counts as business earnings, and I could furlough those taxes on that crypto because I'm reinvesting profits into other business ventures. So, but I also got to put into a certain type of holding company. I have to look up what the exact name is because it for some reason is escaping my mind right now. But they're all over the place. Usually, like a title company also does it. It has a sub branch of their company that does this as well. You can hold it in there for up to 180 days before you have to actually pay the taxes. But then once you reinvest it, so like if you sold a property, you go in there, the profits would go into another property. You don't have to pay the taxes yet, kind of deal. Um, but keep in mind, you do have to have a tax consultant. I have my accountant do all that for me. So, but I still pay taxes at the end of the year. But I'm just furloughing because like I make so much money, I have to pay my taxes quarterly. Almost, I'm getting ready to the point I have to pay them monthly. So that allows me to push it aside because I'm not cash wealthy at all. So a lot of my funds, like I have enough that I could live off of, and I usually invest the rest because I'm in investment mode. But I have a lot of cash flow that I can use to pull from if I have to. So like that's my situation right now. So it's very important for me not to pay those huge capital gains taxes right away. So I got to find ways to furlough it. But I will eventually have to pay it. I have to pay it because the company will have to register a profit at the end of the year. And then August of next year, I will pay 11% on those gains because it's in a business, not in my personal account. But with that said, shout out to Freedom Fighter. Love the joke there. Cody should sell the top of his coins, then buy the top effects. Well, I guess you were in desperate need of um liquidity there.
Yeah, all hex holders are scrambling for liquidity right now.
Yes. There's a lot of projects out there scrambling for liquidity. Shout out to Richard's brother. I use Tornado Cash for capital gains. Well, that's actually hiding it, which is worse. I don't recommend that. I'm declaring where it's going, and it's in a protected class. So that's how I skirt around taxes. Shout out to Crypto Dream work meeting. See you. I know you got to go. See, and I do have to go. So, but I do thank you guys for joining live. It's definitely been fun. I'm probably not gonna have much news to cover, so it's probably gonna be mostly Q&A tomorrow. We'll probably go over a little bit over the SPF case because they're still going on. We got Monday happening. Uh, we do have we do have a live on Wednesday at 6 p.m. If you guys want to join that, we're going to be uh, going over some more stuff about the SPF case and other scams and things like that. Tomorrow afternoon, I am going to go. I decided I'm going to do a live going over my business experiences. So if you want to see some losses, because I got to talk about how an attorney stole $12,000 from me, pretty much. So it's going to be fun. So with that said, guys, thank you so much for all your support. Follow us every morning, Monday through Friday, for market morning news at 8 a.m. We'll try to be on time at 8 a.m. next tomorrow. And then come join us on Saturday for the entrepreneurial live, and then follow us on Sunday for what's in your portfolio. And like and follow, subscribe, help us grow. We're trying to grow this channel. We're growing at a steady rate, all thanks to you guys. And hopefully we can get an editor to start editing these videos because I suck at it. Shout out to Roscoe Youngblood. Thanks for sharing your knowledge, brother. Much appreciated. Hey, appreciate you guys joining in. Cody and I just like talking about this, and I love talking about finance and business and real estate and just trying to help answer your guys' questions. I find it very rewarding. So thank you guys. Really appreciate it. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. Working hard, building your wealth. But remember, don't invest more money than you're willing to lose. Don't invest your life savings in one pot. Definitely don't even invest in your life savings at all. Make sure it's well protected. Make sure you do your own research. Do your research. Because as always, like I said, I'm not a certified financial advisor, but I am a licensed broker. And we're two different things. I have a Series 7, not Series 6. So I am not really qualified to give you a financial plan, but we do a lot of the same things. I just sell and trade stocks. That's what I was paid to do. But thank you guys. I'm going to check you guys later. Hopefully you guys have a wonderful day. And I will see you guys tomorrow.